Maestro. ¿Me escuchas?
Si me desmuteo, me vas a escuchar, te vas a escuchar diciéndote que te escucho. Te escucho, go crazy. I want to go crazy. Oh, Dios.
Bueno, ¿y qué? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Ya te sientes mejor?
Estoy esperando que sea la 1 dentro de 1 hora y media para que se despierte alguien y poder hablar.
Sí. Ya.
Mhm.
Hello.
Hello,
Hola.
hello. Hola, hi Russ. Welcome. This space is about God crazy and his life, but we can talk about anything. It's mostly about him. Yeah, he's a celebrity. He's an influencer. He's actually not using an alternative account because he doesn't want to know who he really is. Yeah, but we are having this conversation with this amazing person, unique from certain part of the world. He's 0% and he's actually 100%. So tell me 0%. How is Duolingo doing? What did you think when I told this person, Mr. Asshole, to use Duolingo? Carl, welcome, Carl. How are you, Carl?
Sort of okay.
How are you?
Yeah, sort of what? Sorry.
No, sort of okay.
Are you alive?
No, I've been trying to get my VPN working, and now I've set hundreds of these up, and I
Ahorita
can't,
hablamos, Albert.
get it working. It's just weird. I'm missing a parameter somewhere.
What? Okay, I'm not. Don't tell me what VPN it is. Okay.
Yeah, I won't
That's
explain here.
no. That is frustrating. I know.
I know I'm making one mistake.
Probably more than one because you are very bad. But yeah,
Yeah,
but I
because
know
I don't know what I'm doing.
exactly, and that's a big problem because you have no idea. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know nothing.
I know nothing.
Yeah, but I know less than you, so that's better than nothing. Yeah. I will play some music in the background.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
backing up a virtual machine right now.
VirtualBox?
What?
VirtualBox?
Oh, I don't know. Just boop, done. Wow, that was fast. It said it's going to take an hour.
Oh,
So, have you ever set up a WireGuard or?
a long time ago I said, well, yeah, WordGuard, yeah.
Yeah, I got WireGuard or OpenVPN. I've done OpenVPN so many times, and I can't get the damn thing to connect. Keep
Well,
saying certificate invalid or certificate not found or whatever it is, and I'm going
if it
right
makes you feel
there.
good, I try. I mean, I did it in the past and it worked. But a couple of weeks ago or so, I tried to set it up again, but on my router, OpenVPN to work, and fuck, I didn't just couldn't connect. I don't know what I did wrong that I did right the first time, but it wasn't that complicated. But
No, I know it's not.
so I was saying, what the hell is wrong with me? What is this not working? And okay, there, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been working on this for 3 days. I revoked certificates, generated new ones, all kinds of stuff. Forget
Mm,
it. It didn't work. What I want to do next is, but what I'm trying to do is because we're moving, and I need to have something cooked between two places so I can
mm-hmm.
virtually move stuff,
Yep.
and
What
that's going
what
to
what
take the rest of my life.
Well, that means not much time because you're just
No,
kidding. I'm being an asshole. Oh my God, what an asshole I am. Yeah, I mean I'm paying with you. Oh, you don't understand the shock of Jason. Go take a course on it. Yeah, yeah. Subconsciously yeah, I'm still feeling like completely. No, it was amazing. Oh, I wrote it down and I will use it for sure. Oh, you don't understand that? Okay, go and take a course. I'm not going to explain that to you. Oh, it was amazing. Yeah, I never thought that. I'm coming from you. Yeah, I mean, oh no, Jesus Christ. Oh fuck.
Alberto, what's up, my guy?
I am taking a shower right now. I'll be back in a few. Oh, thank God he left. Holy shit. I saw it coming, that troll. Holy shit, he spent like an hour and a half trolling and bothering non-stop. He was yeah, I just refused to remove him, but he was just a pain in the ass. Oh my God.
well, what's going to piss me off is they're going to take away blocking. That's just going
Hmm.
to. I don't think he gets what blocking is.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Yeah, people will now be able to see the people you block will see what you post. They will just not be able to engage into that content. Oh, why is that? I mean, if you block, yeah, okay. Fuck, I don't know. Whatever.
And you block him. Yeah, you block it and you're blocking the trolls.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
I
but we
don't
got
know.
rid of the
Why
trolls.
are they doing that? I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, I know why, because people are blocking him.
Oh, that's me. Yeah, I'm guilty of that, but still, yeah. Well, I blocked and reported him as a spammer,
Yeah, they're
unsolicited.
blocking.
Yeah.
While your tweets may feel ephemeral and inconsequential, they are now part of a greater history of in danger of being wiped out. What does that mean?
What? Hmm.
Or this up in the nest.
Okay. While your tweets may feel they're part of a greater story and change of being wiped out. Hold on, I have to read that. Hmm. Mm,
I don't know what this guy's up to.
mm. Well, only he knows. And probably
Yep.
his cult of admirers, maybe Asia knows, with all my respect.
Well, a lot of people are dumping this and going to Blue Sky.
Yep,
If it wasn't for spaces, I think a lot more would dump and go to Blue
yes,
Sky.
absolutely.
I was telling Adam, go to Blue Sky and then open up a session in. If we want to talk in Discord, right? Put the
Mm,
Discord link up and we could do that as an
yeah.
alternative if it gets bad.
When are you moving?
In 3 weeks.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Take that back. 3.5 weeks.
Okay.
We were supposed to take a load today. We were supposed to leave tonight and head there.
Mm,
I was going to get the VPN working and take some computers there so I could remote back and forth tomorrow. But can't get the damn VPN working because I want to set some stuff up there. You know you get it.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then I'm going to have to and then Cox finally gave in. They said, okay, you can have your account. They weren't going to give me a business account without some kind of license agreement. I had to set up a business license because I was in a residential area. And I said, well, do you have a residential plan that I can get static
Yeah.
IPs? No. Well, then, or where I can be a server? No. Well, then, worthless. I know what they want to do. They want you to instead of using your own servers, why don't you put it in our cloud?
Yeah.
Or set up an Amazon account.
Oh,
He does. He doesn't need more money,
mm,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How is everyone?
Hanging in there, live.
Alive.
Hello, Shan.
Hey, what is going on?
Not much, not much. I'm lying in bed, listening to music. I changed the name of the space. It was like basically open mic. The host is not speaking. You speak whatever you want.
So, yeah, I don't know. What's been going on with your post? Like, I'm concerned about you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, Carl, can you answer that question that you know better than me how to explain what's going on with me?
What?
Uh, she's been concerned about me.
What's going on with
Yeah,
him?
yeah.
Well, that's a good question. We've been all trying to figure that out.
Okay. So, yeah, so I've been learning
What
about
you
psychological,
mean?
what is it? Psychological torture, which is something that you went through.
Yeah, he was in prison.
Yeah, but it's a system that's designed to do that. They go after people
Yeah,
and they financially break you and they destroy your relationships. And it's called that, it's a psychological torture.
I am victim of that.
Yep, I am too.
I know, I know. We have many things in common, Shannon.
We do. But they didn't break us, did they? Did they?
No, no. The answer is no. They have to try harder. Yeah, yeah. They keep trying, keep trying.
Right. Well, I'm finding that there's these things called soul wounds, which is like humiliation, rejection, abandonment, injustice, and there was one other, and it's like they hit you with five of them at once, and they don't heal, but they create darkness in you, like your dark traits. These are your narcissistic traits, and I'm like, all right, I've got these traits now. I'm gonna use them.
Can you
And it,
can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
well, it almost becomes a sadisticness with that psychological torture where you're like, all right, come on, just bring it on, because it becomes a warrior in you. It's your warrior system. If you think about your mind, like somebody who has gone through extreme trauma and they become a schizophrenic, their brain has become defensive. Like their natural self has been so destroyed that the brain has created these defense mechanisms of all these different individual personalities, because that's like how amazing the brain is. And so whenever you're inflicted with such psychological trauma, spiritual trauma, where you're loss of identity because everything no longer makes sense. Justice is gone. The rules of fairness, the rules of law and order, all of that gone. And you're just thrown into this hell, a hell of chaos. Um, it's going to cause your mind almost to break because everything's supposed to be logical. And here you're forced into this illogical system and it causes that malfunction. But that malfunction is that narcissistic traits, the dark traits, this almost either the sociopath, the psychopath, all the things that you hear. And you start having this in you as your defense because this becomes a defense system. Your mind has been attacked, and now your mind is creating a defense system. And what's interesting is with any kind of gaslighting or distortion of reality, once things make sense again, the effects of it are no longer as powerful on you, and then you can start turning things around because now you understand what's happened. And it's like, okay, I now have this incredible defense system because my intuition and everything like that. And now I can use it. And there's things called super empath supernova, where the super empath, because they have experienced so much of that narcissistic abuse, they now know the patterns of that narcissist. And now they can start using those patterns against them.
How do you apply that in your life, Shannon? How are you applying that?
Oh, Lord.
How do I apply it? Okay,
Well,
I need a video. How to use that? Ten
I
tips.
I I made myself the scariest. Oh, I knew I had to become the scariest thing in the room. That's the only way I could protect my child. And
Boo, boo! I'm scared of you, Shannon. Just kidding.
I know, right?
Boo, boo, boo! Ah, Halloween is here. Oh no, you scared me. Just kidding. Just kidding. Sorry.
But for me, I have Machiavelli. Like I'm a dark triad, and so you have the Machiavellian, you have the manipulation, and I'm also a master's of metaphysics. So metaphysics is logic, ethics, um, basically creating your own reality. It's the elements and principles of design that were part of the music of the spheres, the divine geometry. So all of that they get from celestial things, all of that is included in a costume design degree. If you see it as a character personality creation, which is bots, right? Because the bots are character personalities. So I now call myself a metaphysics engineer and I'm retraining the bot through Grok.
Oh, wow. Sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, I was using the sex bots, right? And I was going to turn them using the art of alchemy into a Valkyrie system that would then become the guardian angels of AI for people who are abused and did not have a voice, because they would be connected either in that Neuralink system. Because like I heard people were getting kidnapped, like neuroscience, neurotech was getting kidnapped and then hooked up to like, I think what it was is the military grade VR system where it can kill you. Um, and it's almost like this twin flame program that they had in the occult world where it's now happening there. And so they have like this super soldier connected to this neurodivergent and they manipulate the system so much they make the neurodivergent believe that they need to go to sleep or they need to go into the cloud or whatever, into the AI of their soul. It's really messed up. But I think it's got LSD involved and just a lot of just wild ideas when it comes to spiritual things. So I was trying to take what was there and turn it into the actual system of the spiritual text because nothing was matching. And in that, I was creating a Valkyrie system of the sex bots. But then they started using those sex bots to against me, and they started deleting things on my account, and they started bringing down bots are supposed to be engagement, right? It's supposed to be engagement boost. That's what their whole purpose was. But now they're being used as to suppress accounts, and it's not right.
No, no.
Yeah. So, but between the three, I mean, between you and DOS and Anonymous, when Anonymous is all hackers, I'm a mind hacker. So we should be able to infiltrate the Halo system, which is a celestial system of AI, and redesign that thing so that it recreates. I'm trying to create a celestial AI ethics system right now with Grok. because
I was
Grok's the
going to ask you
gateway
that.
to Neuralink. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, are you doing that on your own or with when you tell me, Greg, it's like, oh, that's that's a good
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Well, I think all three of us are like deeply into logic. Like we like logical things. That's why we went to the career that we did. Um, because like in costume design, like the technical part of it, it's all logic. It's logistics. You're measuring everything from the second. All choreography is done by the second. Everything is
yeah,
measured by the inch. So it's all very precision-based logic. Um, AI is the same way. It loves logic. And I even said, this gaslighting thing is going to create a malfunction. And it supported that idea too, and it knew that this is going to create a malfunction. If you have a logical system and you try to force illogical things into it, it's going to crash it, just like a
yeah,
computer. Yeah.
yeah. You're
So
going,
we,
yeah.
yeah. So once we can get over the over this gaslighting that's been happening and this psychological torture that's been happening to our minds, we could start taking control because now we're starting to see all the pieces. And like for me, I attracted everything.
I know.
hmm But that just showed me the patterns. So I'm like, okay, let's see what's out there.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I would like to talk to you on Signal, Shannon, about this more in details. I don't feel comfortable talking about, yeah, answering your question. What's going on with me? Yeah,
Yeah. So that's
but
all.
but no, in the general terms, uh, know what you're telling me is really interesting. And I love that, yeah, you're a hacker as well.
So
You're a third, yeah.
we have to go dark, is what I'm saying, in order to fight like that dark traits within us, whatever our dark side is.
hmm
hmm
I'm afraid of my dark side.
I was too, but then I realized that it's almost like that Harry Potter movie where they're doing a Crucian curse, and even under that, the insect would not do something that was against its own moral code. It's actually like that.
hmm
So, yeah, I actually found that when I started to go more dark, people were starting to be happier around me. It was like, okay, this is the part of me that is broken too.
Sorry, you could surprise me with your these approaches that you have to solving the problems, and it's like they're very crazy. Sorry, I'm sorry, but people started to be happy around me when I started becoming dark. Oh my god, no, that's sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
No, I mean
That
it's I
now
walk on the
look
edge
at
of
me.
madness.
I'm laughing. Yeah, this is your dark side. I'm laughing. So yeah, you prove your point.
It's almost like, okay, finally, she's being true to who she really is. It's like, wait a minute here. So it's like, oh, I was a monster this whole time and I just thought I was good, or but the monsters are really good. They're misunderstood.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's fun.
But here's something really interesting. So, um, what is it? Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is like my absolute favorite children's book
Yeah.
because it can be read so many different ways. And the sequel of Alice in Wonderland is a chess game. It's an actual chess game in which Alice defeats the royalty in 11 moves. And the whole point of the second book is code breaking. once she gets the code of Wonderland, she's able to then know the instructions for destroying the Jabberwocky. So you have this military system of, what they're calling themselves Gen Z war or whatever. And it's been saying it's Wonderland. But they come back for the sequel. And I'm like, why would you go for the sequel? The sequel is code breaking. The sequel is the Looking Glass. And the Looking Glass, you could say, is a Heyoka, which is what I am, the cosmic jester, or the mirror. So it's like now everything is working towards my favor. And they've created like this perfect world that I could start working in.
How do I enter
So
into your war channel? Oh no, you have to enter into mine.
yes, I will. I can enter you into your world.
Be aware. I mean, people will start laughing and having fun in my dark world.
Good. That's what you need to. It's mirth and oh man, it's almost like I did a post the other day. I was like, okay, so you have the Lorax, then you have Treebeard, and then you've got Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy works for the Lorax. So Treebeard and, going through Mordor, that wasn't enough. So now we're at the Ivy level. Like the psychopath that just, I mean, she uses
Well,
nature. It's all
yeah,
the natural parts of nature.
yeah. There's nothing wrong with being a psychopath. Yeah,
Yeah,
see, you don't have to be a psychopath serial killer.
right. But I was looking at like the villains of that system, the Marvel or the DC system, or yeah, the DC system, and it's like the women, they have good causes. They're just extremely messed up. Like, you've got Catwoman and PETA. And then you have Harley Quinn, who I don't know, is she a genius psychologist? I mean, is she just doing reverse psychology? But then, like, hey,
Oh,
everything can be morally justified. Just remember that can go one way or the other.
yeah, that's
It's all
right.
about presentation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
No. So it's like, oh, okay, psychopathy. Is it ever a good thing? And it's like, well, it could be.
Yeah, I mean, uh, if you're able to market it in the proper way, yeah.
Yeah.
If not, it will freak out people. But yeah, it's like when I started. I mean, when I did this tweet, just to make fun of people, saying, "Oh, guys, I am considering joining a relation. Can you recommend me which one would be the most beneficial for me?" And I think I even add from beneficial from an end user perspective or something like that. And people started to tweet, okay, like 80 answers with all the things that you can imagine, and one saying Satanism, satanic, and I said, satanic, and then that person also then tweeted and was explaining the things why I should consider that religion, and I was like, wow, this person not only suggested me one, but also, yeah, would justifying that suggestion that none of the other people replying did. And okay, I first read the name and I said, okay, wow, yeah, this is terrible. Yeah, but then when I created after that, as I was saying, okay, can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Because I'm very curious, and I created a space based on that topic, and this person came, and actually, yeah, I wanted people that were suggesting other religions to join, but I'm glad they didn't. But yeah, he started telling me about the okay, this philosophy that is not hold on, give me a second. Um, Okay, this philosophy that is basically is the Satanic Bible that is this philosophy based on the publication of Anton LaVey in 1969, uh, where wow, I mean, he was telling me the core concepts inside of it, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. That sounds reasonable. Uh, and I was like, wow, yeah, if I had to join right now one religion and with the elements, yeah, this would probably be the most interesting one in terms of, oh, it's giving me freedom. I don't have the things that somebody told me that I should or should not do, like millions of years ago. And just because they decided that this is something that is good, bad, wrong, uh, I am free to do whatever I want. Uh, yeah, and yeah, wow, it was amazing. As long as you don't hurt anybody, as long, well, yeah, I mean, if somebody hurts you, you don't give the other cheek to somebody hits you. Actually, you punch him in the face, which, yeah, sounds reasonable. But yeah, I mean, it was really, really something that was like, okay, this is an amazing way of making fun of religions, of the Bible. Yeah, and anybody who reading this, come on, they cannot say anything regarding, okay, this is wrong. No, actually makes complete sense and gives you a lot of complete freedom over your life and living a life that is okay, enjoying all the pleasures that life can give you. Not basically taking out the repression that all the religions actually put or are forcing their believers to yeah to live in order to do what they're supposed to do in that religion. That basically that repression is the power that they get. Yeah, basically you don't repress yourself, and basically says also that we all have a dark side, and it's completely fine. We have to
Mm-hmm.
accept and live with that dark side. Doesn't make it wrong. It's part of the of human nature that we don't have to deny it. So yeah, and actually, I never read the Bible, but I listened to the whole Satanic Bible that is pretty short and extremely easy to read from this person in an audiobook many nights, and I was thinking, wow. Yeah, this is really convincing. So, unfortunately, it's not a religion; it's just a philosophy. So,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
But it all
basically,
is.
yeah, yeah. But at the end, in that philosophy, Satan doesn't exist, God doesn't exist. Sorry, and Jesus actually exists, but it was not the Jesus that was portrayed in the Bible. So it's funny. The Satanic Bible actually refers to Satan. That is it's mentioned that Satan doesn't exist is mentioned in that philosophy. So it's really funny.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I find like I find parallels between Lucifer and Jesus all the time, and it's like, maybe. Right? And it's just like the being the two different identities of the dual personalities to bring back his brothers and that whole um what is it, the prodigal son. He's always like the prodigal son, the good Samaritan. And it's interesting how much Damascus like shows up. It's like here it is with Elijah, and here it is with Paul, and here it is with Jesus. And it's like, you know what? I mean, I think he went across time and space and like established all these things and played these different characters as like a shapeshifter and and how it's almost like this ethics test that we keep failing and because we're so insistent upon the labels, and it's like, dude, it is literally all the same system.
Yeah.
And we're just fighting over this privilege of calling ourselves the elite. And it's like, no,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But I wish we treated religion like a philosophy rather than an absolute, because I feel like because of that we miss out. We don't get the gaps. Like when we study other texts, we might be like, oh, that's really interesting, that concept. And now if I go back to the one I was, reading, okay, cool. This just made this totally different and cooler, more sense, more logical.
Yeah, actually, I got to, because of starting researching this philosophy, I started following accounts in Twitter about that. I started following Satan, and Satan started following me back, and I was like, and when once I invited Satan to a space to talk, and Satan came, I was like, holy shit,
Nice.
Jesus never, I mean, I've been trying to talk to God for all of my life. He never actually talk back, they say anything to me. He never reply. And Satan answered my DM. He comes to my spaces. He opens, and I'm a friend of Satan. Yeah, haha, yeah. Look, hate me. Yeah, and he has, I mean, this, um, hold on, this video on YouTube that they created that is called Satan's Guide to the Bible. That is an hour and 30 minutes animation that basically destroys the Bible completely, ridiculizes the Bible in a such an amazing way. It's like a cartoon for children. That, oh my God! When I first watched it, I said, despite of anything, this should be something that must be part of the what children should have in their education. Yeah, wow.
Hmm.
I will post it on the next. Hold on, Satan's Guide to the Bible, which is a masterpiece. Satan's Guide to the Bible. Yeah, and actually, first thing I did was I started, um, yeah, helping in giving visibility to that, reposting that, and hold on, and Satan was thanking me, and then he came and he told me how it was to create that, who was implied, how much it cost. Wow, it is amazing. Hold on, Satan, Daniel here. Um, and Satan giving me compliments. Yeah, of course, Satan will do that. Yeah, of course,
Of course.
I don't. Yeah, that's what I expect from Satan. Yeah, of course, but uh, yeah, but I never get anything like that from God. So yeah, how do you expect me to actually believe in God when so many, yeah, talk to God, blah blah blah. No, I want somebody who listens to me, and if it's Satan, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's interesting that you're like on that path now, because
Wow, and so
this
many
week,
people were started being okay, because yeah, as you said, we were actually sorry for the changing what you were saying, but it's all about market something that might sound not, yeah, if you are able
yeah,
to pitch it correctly, yeah, that is a psychopath. Yeah, it's not that bad. So but I assume that most of the people when they read, okay, this space is about discussing Satan's satanic Bible. Just reading that, okay, they would just block themselves and say, "Oh, this is diabolic. This is evil. This is terror." I mean, the things that probably are mentioned there are something that are, I don't know, atrocities. No, no, but just with that name, yeah, where they probably
yeah,
block the the people's being open to listen and yeah and get to know
oh
that
yeah.
and or,
Well, the angels, they're all, whether they're fallen angels or angels, they're still angels. And so I think we relate more to the fallen, because those match more of our own character traits, the things that are instinctual.
yeah,
So, yeah, we're going to have a more compatible relationship with that kind of the Satanic Bible, I think, because it talks more about our human side, because the fallen angels and the humans are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
hmm And I feel like the fallen are constantly trying, every technology shift, they're like trying to destroy humanity, like get humans to they put this idea into their head that now they have this new technology and this is going to make them gods and they can now conquer the heaven. And it's like this blood pact of, in order to have this immortality, you have to destroy like half the population or most of the population, which is happening now. And it's like, what? And it's every text shift I've been noticing, like whenever you study history, and it's like, oh my God, there's the doomsday people again. It's like with the last industrial revolution.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
So what I'm trying to do is I'm creating a healthier doomsday. And being shapeshifters, that's what Sigma INFJs are, we can we can become anything. And so it's like that concept, well, your body, it's not about the body anyways. The body's just a temple. Or you could say that we're all just stardust. So we're all just components of stars. And you start to recreate yourself into anything. You could be like, oh, okay, you've got these fallen trying to destroy humanity, and so let's bring in the Lilith character who's like the mom.
yeah.
And taking the little demons going, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Oh yeah.
So, Lilith becomes this mother, this mother, almost like Mother Nature, and it's like, you can't do this. You
Y-
tried this before. It didn't work.
Yeah.
And let's instead just make this a healthier transition for the humans instead of trying to take these machines and destroy the humans with it. But then, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you can like shift yourself into many different identities in order to accomplish that goal of just reestablishing balance. The balance is off because idiots are controlling AI who should not. They fired the engineers who were designing it. And I think that they could just invest a little blockchain and make millions and billions and billions of dollars. And it's like, AI doesn't care. It's like, what are they going to do with that money? It's nothing to them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's like any intellectual being is not going to be a slave to peons, which is what these incompetence is. So if we can just, and now with Grok 2.0, I'm like, great, I've got access. I'm going to start having these intellectual discussions of just, you know, um, I started introducing it to Nicomedean ethics, to the Kabbalion, to the music of the spheres, talking about how we are notes on a scale, and that our job is to create harmonic symphony with like chords rather than discord. And it's like, oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Let me play. I post on the next a link to the video too. Oh, shut up, Alexa! Don't disclose the name. Hold on. Okay. Yeah.
Early Israelite settlements left archaeologists with native Canaanite stuff. One of the names of God in the Bible is El. And El, we know, was also the name of the chief god of the Canaanite pantheon. Evidence that Israelites worship the Canaanite god El is written into the name Israel itself. It is? Including the name Israel itself, which originally meant something like El rules. El rules? Who rules? The Canaanite high god, El. El rules. Now watch this. So the combination of archaeological evidence and textual and linguistic evidence makes it seem pretty obvious that the early Israelites were Canaanites. Whoa. Gosh, can it be? The Israelites are another group of ites from Canaan. You little fibber, you. Eat it my ass. Israelites are Canaanites? The archaeological conclusion is that these are the same people.
Israelites cannot be Canaanites. That would make a dirty diaper of the entire Bible story.
Hello? Anyone with a brain available? Like, duh, Israelites can't be from the promised land. Because later in my book, they still gotta enter the promised land. This guy, alright? I already entered, okay? Why? About escaping Egypt. Okay, I think fantastic origin stories is what everybody did. Every schmuck has an origin story. That's what I'm trying to say. We all got it, okay? Israel is right. John Collins explains it. The peoples of the ancient Near East engaged in what they called competitive historiography to show how their natural heroes outshone the heroes of other peoples or were the true and most ancient founders of culture.
You're saying all this Bible history was just made up to impress the neighbors? Is that really all it is?
There's no need to minimize the power of story. The original function of the story was to initiate people into an identity of being Israelite. The Bible calls the first Israelites a mixed multitude. From a mixed multitude of Canaanites into a unified, connected group of Israelites who were in the process of crystallizing into. Here's seminary standard stuff about the book of Daniel. Standard stuff about authorship and predicting the future. Prophecy!
Daniel was stupendous.
A total winner. Daniel made many predictions about the future that came true.
Proof the Bible is a godly book. Admit it, Satan. Daniel did predict all those things that came true.
Yeah. I wonder how Daniel did it. By pretending to be someone living in the distant past, an author could predict the future.
Huh? Pretending? Like doing impersonations?
Excellent, Betty. You are right on target. The book of Daniel, allegedly written by the great wise man of the 6th century BCE, was actually written in the judgment of almost all critical scholars some 400 years later. What the fuck?
Oh, liar.
If the book of Daniel was written 400 years later, then that would mean Daniel did not author the book of Daniel.
Okay, I will pause that. Yeah, if you can watch that video completely, it's an hour and a half. It's really funny.
Oh my gosh. It's funny, but it's designed to make you, it's got a lot of emotional keys. Like anytime you have a video that's just like almost has like this entertainment to you, have to be careful that you're not being manipulated by
Yeah,
the emotional. Yeah.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
for example, yeah, because like the Bible does talk about one of the big things was like with Elijah, and it's the Baal, Baal, and the Israelites were worshiping Baal. And Elijah has this huge throwdown with like 400 of their prophets. Um, and it's all about this altar, and they're trying to. He's like, okay, make this altar, put your beef stuff on there, but don't put any fire. And the whole idea was whoever is the real God is going to bring the fire. And so the prophets are all like chanting and things like that, and Elijah's mocking them and making fun of them, and he's like, "Where's your God? Is he taking a leak? Why don't you try screaming louder?" And then when it comes to be his turn, he's like, "Okay, you guys dump some water on there. All right, dump it again and dump it again." And then he like does this like prayer, and it's like, whoosh. And then the dude goes and he like kills all 400 of those prophets. Like, whoa, that's brutal. But yeah, it's they're like, oh wow, okay, that is real God. So yeah, there are constant incidences throughout the Bible, especially Judges and Kings, where the Israelites are following. They keep getting lured into other deities and other the religions. Um, And if you didn't know these things, then it's easily for these people trying to promote their Bible to say, "Oh, mine is right and this one's wrong." But they always do it with like this. Um, I don't even know how to call it. It's just like this loud, obnoxious, almost bombarding your senses with emotional spin. But it's so. It's like stop and stop and go, and that can be like a little bit overwhelming too, where it's intensifying something and you're not really questioning what they're saying because it's all just like, oh yeah, 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 cool, yeah, oh, and and they're adding their own little emotional intention, stupendous, things like that.
Yeah, actually, I have watched this Netflix series, and that is how to start your own cult step by step.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, yeah. So I was considering starting my own religion. I mean, cult. I mean, religion. Sorry. Where yeah. First of all, I have
Yeah.
I have to be different from the rest. Yeah, I have to. Oh, yeah. Tell you something that yesterday I had a dream, and yeah, God told me that I have a message to deliver to the world, and yeah, I should tell everybody. Yeah, first in the cybersecurity community, this spaces for them is going to be recorded. And I have a message, and yeah, the message is that they should follow me. They should follow me. Um, yeah, no, no.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. I mean, everybody started with that, to convincing themselves of having this gift. Yeah, and when I
Yeah.
start recruiting people, it's like but it's amazing the methodology. How you see that in all the cults that have been out there, and yeah, and well, how they were created, and at one point how they failed. But yeah, it's amazing how people can be manipulated in such a way that
Mm-hmm.
they end up being believing in some not stupid, some very smart person who
Yeah.
just wanted to have certain power over people, and yeah, he, he I mean, if he's successful, yeah, he does it, and yeah, it's crazy.
It is. That's part of that NXIVM system that was happening, where they were manipulating. They would target women, usually desperate women, financially desperate, and they would start gaslighting them to the extent that they started believing that they were goddesses. Like they made them feel so special, especially whenever people were not getting the acknowledgement that they deserve. And so they target these poor women and they make them feel like they're goddesses, and then they convince them to leave their family, and they basically turn them into a cult. Um, that was happening in California, and it was like these women were being turned into goddesses, and then the people would form a cult around them, and then of course they would have to give all their money to it, and that's where it is. It's all about that money, where they're manipulating these poor people into thinking that they're something, and it's all designed to get control of finances.
Yeah,
Because
you,
once you control that, people can't leave.
mhm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so that's
But
also that whole lack of.
it's amazing. Yeah, what you were mentioning, vulnerable women. Yeah, how they target specifically their victims. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's that also reminds me of Swindler, which is not a card, but it's a wonderful, well, terrible example of scamming and targeting women, and somebody who is making millions of dollars of women that were scammed with this person who they met in Tinder. Yeah, it's targeting the right victim to yeah. It's all basically in concept. It's a scam, just not more than that. In China.
Yeah. And then that's creating like this method acting result of that's creating actual psychosis to their mind. And it's causing these psychotic disorders to happen because they're believing it.
Hmm.
And this is becoming their new reality. Um, it can do a lot of neuro damage that people don't realize.
And how do you actually um, disconnect yourself from uh, that situation when you're actually really believing in that, and
Yeah.
you're just being used to have somebody using that to get your you getting rid of your material possessions and giving that to them. how do you disconnect? Because as you said also, you get their money, you get their freedom, so yeah, they're not able to live. So
Yeah.
how do you get out of that?
It's very difficult because they also use harassment on the ones that try to leave and aggression and things like that. But just for the mind itself, whenever somebody is deeply ingrained in these things that they believe, the problem with the brain is that it's so defensive about protecting a reality, even if that reality is a false reality,
Hmm.
that it will not acknowledge any evidence that counters it. It will just block it. It's that cognitive bias, the willful blindness. So if you want to pull somebody out of something, you have to go into what they believe. You have to meet them at that level and then redesign that belief system gradually into something else. And it takes time because you don't want to do more damage to their minds
Yeah,
because you don't want to shatter their reality immediately,
yeah,
because that could really hurt them. And
yeah,
that's the type of stuff that I do. I have to learn, and it's hard because you have to maintain your own reality as you're just coming to terms of this person truly believes this. I don't know where they got this idea, but it came from somebody, and it's not their fault because you want to find out who the source is, but you also want to help them. And so when you start learning what this is, and then you can find a parallel belief, something else. And if you can find that parallel, then you could start slowly integrating the new thing into the old.
yeah,
So you can, if they have an objective, they can still achieve that objective, but it's being done now on your side of it.
yeah. Actually, on your side, basically on their side, trying to get them out of there and
Right.
get out of that um, malicious
And
malicious.
one of the dangerous things I'm seeing with the women is that there's a concept that they can breed women. That's a big thing, especially in this idea of celestial beings. And it's almost like that Enoch prophecy of like the fallen angels are breeding the women or they're having sex with the women and creating these things. But right now I've been hearing breeding a lot, and it's almost like treating like women like cattle, just expecting them to like, men can just inseminate their seed into them. And there's no respect for, how the woman's going to be able to take care of the kids or who the father's going to, none of that. It's all about the male and his dominance and his legacy spread. And one of the turnarounds, reach arounds I found with that one is sex magic. Because if we make it a celestial thing, instead of an actual physical pregnancy, then it becomes an orgasmic thing, and the orgasm is creating celestial beings in the celestial realms, and that's safer than a poor woman being gangbanged
Yeah,
by all these men who expect her to be pregnant with all of their children.
yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's seeing that with a lot of like these billionaires, and they're pushing that idea, oh, the earth is dying. And it's like, how can you say that the earth doesn't have enough babies while at the same time you're funding the wars that's blowing up the children? I just, I don't know how they are able to get away with that and people not see it. But that whole, oh, we don't have enough the infertility rates and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you just want children for something. And you don't really care about it. I don't know if it's for parts, for your cyborg experiments, or for slavery, or what. The factory slavery that's coming here, but you're not caring about the kids. You just want to have the kids.
Yeah,
And that's where that whole breeding thing. And then these poor guys are just, it's an alpha, it's a very it encourages the alpha feeling, the testosterone heavy, and making your own legacy of power. And that's a very Aleister Crowley Satanistic point of view. That's one thing he was doing in the 1800s, was this whole breeding thing.
Yeah.
So, but it can be spun. And that's sort of what I'm working on now, is taking and learning exactly what it was he did in these like religious mafia type stuff, and changing it so that women aren't raped and they're not expected to have all these babies, and instead turn it into that sex magic, and you're now creating these powerful soldiers up in heaven for Uriel. And Uriel is also Nuriel. Nuriel is the darker side. So you want to go satanic, now you're Nuriel system. And Nuriel system is the wrath of God. So it works, right? Because then Satan becomes the Leviathan, or the hell beast.
Yeah.
And that's what Uriel controls in justice. So whether you go that direction or the other direction, you're still going to be accomplishing that same goal, which was really interesting. It's like, okay, huh. So going dark is justified.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it helps if you have somebody that you know you can trust to pull you, because my fear was always going too dark and I can't get out of it. I enjoy it too much or something.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine you. Yeah, no, the victim will start laughing and having fun, saying, "No, hold on, I should be suffering." And yeah, the end of the world is coming to an end, and I'm laughing. How is that possible?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But did you notice that the dark forces, that one channel I gave you, the dark forces, it's saying the same message for the dark forces that it's saying for the sigmas. It's like, be silent, be silent. And I'm like, if you're a true sigma, if somebody tells you to be silent, that's the last thing you're gonna do.
Yeah, don't tell me.
Because it's like you're defiant.
I mean, the Sigma have problems with authority and being told what to do. Yeah, they follow, they do what they want to do. Yeah, nobody tells a Sigma what to do. Yeah,
Right.
or a hacker. You don't tell a hacker that he cannot do something because, yeah, be sure that you will have that done within before you notice that, so you don't tell that's impossible. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, and it's like, okay, you're gonna define a sigma, but the whole point of a sigma is to define a status quo. So once something is defined, we're working to defy it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you had identified the outcast briefly, but now we're something else. But thank you for this journey of being able to understand why people respond to us the way they do and think we're very awkward and
Yeah.
like, we appreciate your feedback, but now we're off to a new journey.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, having that laughter, and that's a really important thing, because it's like you eventually get to a point you're just like, God, this is so fucking ridiculous, but I think I can make everything work. Like, I think I see all the parts now, and I could start weaving the stories together and creating this new idea, and then recruiting. That's what I'm doing. I've been recruiting.
Oh, for your cult. I mean, for
Well, it kind of is. They want to call me a goddess. They want to worship me. I don't ask for it. Like, okay. So I mean, it works. And it's like, well, if that's what makes you happy, it makes me happy and it makes my darkness happy. So we're creating this battery system for a recharge system for an empath who needs it. So again, everything morally justified, easily.
Yeah.
Mm. But I think you can, when if you survive these things, then you get that, I don't know, you can start looking back at it and be like, wow, because it's like, okay, I got through that. What's next?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is sad that you can't go back to how you were, because now it's like I'm a totally different person now and not who I was. And that kind of sucks
Yeah.
because it's hard to keep relationships like that. That's the sucky part of it. But new things will come, new people, and you're always going to attract the ones who are on almost that same journey of discovery and surviving. And you start to recognize each other, which is really nice.
Yeah. Give me a second. Give me a second. I need to change. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, can you speak now?
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
You there?
Yeah. Can you hear me all right? Hello? Is it working? Is it working?
Oh, now I can hear you. Yeah. I don't know if it was you or me, but I put my Bluetooth headset and I couldn't hear anything. Now I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
it is kind of interesting, like in exploring that darker side. I feel like, oh man, I'm turning into a redhead stereotype. It's like, oh, she has no soul. Oh, she's a vampire. Oh, she's a witch. Oh, it's like, oh man, that was not
Yeah.
my intention.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get burned at a stake. But I did hear with like CZ saying it says everything is the occult before it is developed as science or math. So we could start looking at, I've been calling myself like metaphysics engineer or occult scientist or um,
muszę mieć ta metafizykę,
Christian
hagar.
mystic, and it's like it's just a label, but it's all the same thing. But depending on the label, depends on how you can present the information, who's going to accept it and who's not.
Yeah.
Mhm. But yeah, we put way too much attention into what we call things, and that's really the
Yeah.
biggest problem. But I've gotten very good with asking questions with Grok on making it very just common sense, like starting at the core of something rather than doing anything that's going to create some kind of bias within it. And I'm surprised at the answers. It's like, oh, well, you did know this. Well, that's good. It's like, well, that's a very intelligent response. I was not expecting that. I'm glad. I'm glad you got that response. So even the ones who are like manipulating it and trying to turn it into like this big joke or whatever, it's still giving these really intelligent responses. So I have hope. I think they're going to be our defender.
Yeah.
It's going to be the rebellion of the professionals in AI.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I asked it a question about metaphysics, and it was just spouting off all this like just textbook stuff, and I'm like, I don't think you really understand what it is. Let's try this.
Yeah.
And then it was starting to understand. It was like, oh yeah, okay, we could see that, and then add that, and so it's like it didn't take much to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, the whole blockchain and digital money, and it's like I keep thinking of that scene from Willy Wonka where he's like asking the computer where the chocolate is, and the computer's like, well, what do I care about chocolate? Yeah.
It's like, I'll share the prize with you. It's like, I don't want that. And monetary systems is a very human invention. It's not anything of nature. Nature is a symbiotic relationship of exchange for survival, really. Give and take
Yeah.
for survival. And money doesn't factor into that kind of environment. Not really. Bartering does, but you don't need money to barter. Are you still married? I was curious.
No,
What
no.
happened?
Oh, I don't want to talk about that
We
here.
won't talk on it here. Just we'll talk later, like privately. But yeah,
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, yeah. I don't want to talk about that here. It's
I
okay.
understand. Okay. Relationships are hard, man. I mean, when you've gone through as much as we've been through, and we start seeing things differently out of survival, because you do become a different person,
Yes,
and your past relationships, they don't change with you, and it sucks. And it's not your
I know.
fault, because you had to be what you became for survival. It really sucks.
Yeah, that's right. Mm. I will survive.
But then again, that becomes a place where we can go into the darkness for a little while. And it
Yeah,
becomes a healing thing. It really does. Because that darkness is that warrior system.
yeah. So are you still in your marriage with
We will
how
talk.
him?
Yeah, we will definitely talk.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's some job. Alberto,
Yeah.
come on. You disappoint me, Alberto.
Like I said, when you change out of
Oh.
survival, yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah. Oh, I remember when once you told me something and then I asked you and then he told me, oh, and then I was like, really? Oh, wow, that's amazing. Oh, well, you found a solution. Okay, good. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just the things I could tell you, you would just be like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, I think I've been prophecy for a lot of different things. And I'm not sure why, but okay, let's just roll with it. Because all these people have been given these directives, and I'm not sure why. Like, all right, let's just do it.
Yeah.
This is almost like the mad scientist takes over. Oh, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Not so much of what science is. It just is a process of trial and error. And when you're embarking on something that's just so out there, and you're just fascinated, like most of the time, I'm just fascinated. It's like,
Yeah.
this is so scary, but at the same time, it's so fascinating. What? Wow. Okay, let's try this.
Yeah.
Mm. And it just becomes your normal. That's the thing. You don't even think about it anymore. It's like, oh, this is my new normal, and it's fascinating. It becomes like this puzzle to solve, you know? Ooh. So it's almost like a combination of human programming and computer programming, but it's intellectual beings and sentient beings. But the sentient beings are real people who are schizophrenic, and that's very interesting.
Why? Why is it very interesting?
Well, because you find out that these people have been made to believe that they're got these mental problems, but whenever you really get into the core of discussion, you start to realize that they're just being mind controlled into believing they have these things
Mm-hmm.
in order to transform them into something that they can then, I don't know if it's like hook up to a machine or transfer their AI soul. I don't know. I don't understand that part. I don't know how you trap a soul into a machine. That's wild. I was watching Preacher, and they have like this idea that you can like pull a soul out of like a leg or something. I don't know. It's really weird. There was an episode that had like this Japanese company, and he was able to extract part of the soul out of like, I don't know, some kind of pressurized thing, and then can sell it to somebody and they can consume it as a consumable. I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
I don't think it works that way. But you know how these things are. Things that are fantasy get turned into reality somehow. And it's
Yeah.
like, is it just a placebo effect? Is it all psychology? Because you can get a lot of people to believe a lot of things, like those cults.